And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. We are back at it live at the Leather Pocket, 7th annual Barry Hooey One Time tournament here at the Leather Pocket. We are back at it with Warren Ortiz and Asher Fabia doing battle. And I missed, unfortunately, just missed the first rack or first break. It is still the first rack, and I'll be sitting in here for a couple of matches and helping out, just as a guest.
You were always just a piece of the furniture.
I was always just a piece of the furniture.
So they jumped on the wrong table. This was supposed to be Sean Monkman and Rick.
Oh.
But when they were told next available table, this was the next available table, so they just jumped on it right away. But they were supposed to be on 23.
All right, so if you're following along on Digital Pool,
she's shuffling it now.
Yeah, Steph will probably fix it, but Warren and Asher jumped on the wrong table, which is okay. We don't mind. Warren looking to draw first blood. So if it is the first time of you tuning in and viewing the event, it is the 7th annual Barry Hooey Memorial, playing out of the Leather Pocket here in Calgary. Obviously Barry being missed. Thank you, David. Pin Master back at it. Sure miss his presence in the pool room. You always knew when Barry was in the room. So a little overrun there by Warren, but finds its way in. Nice back cut there. And I believe it is alternate break is the format. Race to 9 on the A side. 9 ball on the 9 foots. If you happen to go on to the B side, it then reverts to 8 ball on the 7 foot table. So I haven't been around the pool hall very much over the last, I want to say the last year. So I'm not 100% familiar with Asher. I'm certainly familiar with Warren Ortiz. He's obviously local here to Calgary. So I'm a little more familiar with Warren and his game. Jason, what the heck? Aren't you the old retired guy? I certainly am. But with an event of this size, so a couple of different factors. Number one, the size of the event, 96 players, makes it tough on guys like Ben to play and then worry about the stream and so on and so forth. So I certainly don't mind coming in, helping out on that aspect, and more importantly than that, I considered obviously Barry a friend of mine, and I miss him. So I was originally registered and paid to play, and unfortunately had to withdraw. I tried to go and play, and for those that don't know, I've got bursitis, tendonitis, and torn rotator cuffs in both my shoulders. So I did try to go out and play, but I played for about 45 minutes, and it took me 2 days to kind of get through and get over the pain that caused. So I decided I better not play. But I didn't want to miss it. Yeah, it sure does. Yeah. It makes it tough on everybody, server staff and players, everybody involved. I mean, 96 players is it's a monster turnout, monster field. Going to be some great pool, kind of all weekend long. Great jump shot, really well done there by Asher. Didn't do himself really any favors on the position of the cue ball to the 3. So more than likely a safe play here. Yeah, very well done. Not a complete safe. Didn't get the hook, but the separating safety will do in that situation. Yeah, it's amazing, Jason. You step away from the mic for a bit and you come back, and it takes a minute or two to kind of get into the flow again. That needs to hurry up or that's going to dress. Can't quite tell if Asher can see full on that 3 ball, but I mean, he's already put on display there the ability to use that jump cue, so I would anticipate the 3 going in. It's really a matter of gaining position on the 4 ball, so perhaps hitting this with a touch of draw up off that top rail to the left side of the table. Not into the other pocket. Wow. Asher not getting the best of it there. That being said, I am willing to obviously step in, lend a hand where I can. So probably a couple of matches I'll step into the booth, wait for the likes of Dan Clark to get in. I'm not sure if Ryan Murray's coming down, but we'll keep you entertained one way or the other. Nice little two rail around here. At first I thought that was a touch under hit. I thought he was going to be worse off than where he's at. Not ideal. It is workable. Right, and with the 6 being that close to that right side rail, speed becomes a factor, right? You want to stay obviously on top of that 6 ball. But then back and forth, yeah, you hit that really well. Right, you don't want to stay to the left side of the table and again have a steeper cut on that 6 ball. Hit it well. Kind of on that tricky angle here too. Doesn't want to overdraw this into that right side pocket. Could play forward off the end rail. A little more distance to travel, but eliminates the side pocket. Nicely done. Indeed. So 96 players. I believe it was $120 entry fee. And then Jim Jutsey and Leather Pockets stepping up, adding $10K to the prize pool. See what other matches we got floating around in the works. John Ditto and Hansel doing some battle. Looks like Alan taking out Alan Wang, taking out Jeremiah Hampton. We have Carlos Barbosa, Jesse Nowak doing some battle. Doesn't seem like anybody's using the digital pool app to update anything. Jezreel and Randy Baggett doing some battle. James Blackman, Randy White, Mark Downey, Hader Capo, Joe Spence, Cameo Capo doing battle. Warren Ortiz and Asher, obviously. Russ Whittle, Roger D'Souza, Sean Monkman, Rick Marshall, James Weeb, Martin Keali doing some battle as well. Not sure what the plan was there from Asher on kind of sending that 2-ball around the table. Maybe that was the plan. I'm not sure if he can hold. I believe he's looking at the cross bank on the 2-ball. Bank the 2 past the 6 to the right-hand side pocket. Might be playing safe here too. Try to get underneath if you're going to bank it. A valiant effort out of Warren. And again, really nothing really sitting well here for Asher. Does have the back cut, top left-hand corner, could cut it to the top right as well. Decides to try to play safe underneath the 5. Nicely done, almost got the rub off the 7, making the 2. Tough hit here for Warren. Massey, really well done. And again, same type of shot. Can put this top right or top left. Could obviously play safe. Yeah, hunting that 5-ball again. Open table here for Warren. I would tend to think with Warren's game and his style, if it's open, he's going. 2-ball down to the bottom left. Nice little touch draw. Stay to the top side of the left side pocket. Sit on top of the 3 into that same bottom left-hand corner. All right, the issue is once you've made the 2 and the 3, the 4-8, not in ideal positions. Got nice angle here. Could try to go into the 8. Put the 3 into that bottom left-hand corner. Cue ball off the right side rail into the 8. Looks like it's almost perfect. Don't know if he can see enough of the 4 to cut it without moving it. That will work too. 4 passes the side into the, or passes the 9 into that left side pocket. It's a matter of trying to get up to that 5-ball. He looks to be fairly straight. Might be able to punch it past the underside of the 9. Off the left side rail. Tries to play safe instead. It's a good shot. Good table awareness. Didn't try to force too much there.
They better play good. They stole the stream.
Yeah, right. Ben says they better play good. They stole the stream table. And I believe Ben is heading off to go play in a match. Good luck to him. Oof. Just missing. Gave it the old drive-by. And guys, do me a favor, let me know how my volume is. Being the first time in on the mic, I'm not sure where the good volume levels are set. But let me know if my volume is good. I would appreciate it. Looks fairly routine from here for Warren. You can get up 3-1 over Asher. Might have landed a little bit straight. Not terrible. Might have to utilize the bottom rail, which complicates this shot just a touch. 8-ball into that right side pocket. Send the cue ball just touch off the bottom rail. Sit in position for the 7-ball. I don't know if you want to try to hold this. I mean, Warren's got a really nice light touch, but that's a pretty big back cut to try to hold for position on the 7 without connecting to that bottom rail. Well, I don't know if he really wanted the rub on the 8-ball. Still cuttable, I believe. I don't think he's too far behind the 7. You know, making it complicated. However, it is certainly part of Warren's game. He lives by it and dies by it. All right, I think on that, was it the 6 cut into that side pocket? Might have gone into that a little bit, or the 5 cut into that side pocket. Might have been a little bit quick on the trigger there. That being said, when you can pot like that, shape is overrated. Done and done. Warren taking a 3-1 lead over Asher. Hopefully all is well wherever you're tuned in from. Do me a favor and just give the share button a little bit of love. I'd appreciate it. I'm sure the players would as well. I think he just got there. 2 might be able to sneak beside that 8-ball down to that bottom left-hand corner. A little bit deceiving on the angle, but I believe he's there. Can draw off of that back across just on top of that right side pocket for a shot on the 3. Oh, he didn't have it. I thought he had that for sure. close proximity to that 8 ball. It's going to make the safety play back a little bit more challenging. He's done well here, though. I mean, it's Warren's wide open on that 2 ball, but there's certainly some distance, and then traveling back up for any kind of shape on the 3 ball is not a guarantee. Yeah, the safe back there is just as difficult. So I think in that spot, I might actually try to go for the 2 and then play safe on the 3. Right, the safety back, just with the distance and kind of how that table was laid out, the safety back using the 2 was always going to be a challenge. Three to the 5 really shouldn't pose too much of an issue here. I guess the question is, do you go to the right of the 7 or try to shoot the window between the 6 and 7? Going to the right does make it a little bit more challenging in that it does bring in that bottom right-hand corner. Going forward, not quite there. Leaves an open shot here for Warren, but again, same type of issue. Side pocket definitely always in play on that shot. I think he really tried to load up the spin on the cue ball there to try to avoid it. That's a nice shot. Separating safety. 6 might get its nose in the game. Doesn't appear that way, but again, I've already been wrong on what the camera angle shows. Asher may have the cut on the 5 ball. About a foot outside the pocket. Definitely makeable if he can see it. Wow. Seems to be in those pivotal moments. Asher's not getting the best of the rubs. Made some really nice shots and then unfortunately getting punished at the end of them. And again, really, I mean, nothing really to do here for Warren. Right, kind of draw off of this 7 ball right about where he's at now. Yeah, that'll do. Nice little floater, pocket weight. Could draw on top of the 9, I guess, if you really wanted to, but I don't feel there's a need there. Take the 8 ball in, nice little pocket weight shot. Maybe a little bit of right hand spin just to help it grab that rail so it doesn't come off quite as much. Yeah, Warren likes to move that cue ball. Asher with a free chance here that perhaps he shouldn't have got. Yeah, nice. Not terrible. Shooting off the beach all the way uptown. And then position the 9 ball. A lot of factors to control there. Nice choice. How's the cue ball? Ideally would have liked that onto the end rail. All in all, not terrible. And I think if you're Asher, this might be the time you try to punch this one bank in. Lends itself well to get position onto the 9. Sometimes you just got to kick the door in. No, tried to play the safe again, and this is kind of dressed up really well here for Warren. I think in that spot, just because things like that can happen, I'd rather, at least from my game, my perspective, I'd rather go down swinging at it than going out like this. A little live off that rail, but should not pose a problem here for Warren to take a 4-1 lead. And indeed, does just that. And if you're just tuning in once again, it is the 7th annual Barrie One-Time Hooey Memorial Tournament here at the Leather Pocket, Calgary, Alberta. Speaking of the man, the myth, and the legend, this is the man right here. You always knew when Barrie was in the room. Captain Calgary. Miss seeing him and having him around the pool room. Just an infectious personality. And this event here has become one of the must-plays in Calgary. It's one that fills up every single year. And again, just nothing really open and clean for the opening shot. I mean, the table sits fairly nice, but that opening shot, it's fairly close, the 1 and the 2, but he's looking to see if the 1 just straight passes, because the combination's a little difficult, little off angle, cue ball and 1 ball. Not going to end in favorable position. Just like that. Right, now again, I haven't been around the pool room, I want to say very much here for at least the last year. Could be more than that. So I'm not 100% familiar with Asher's game. I mean, he pots well. I think he's got a good understanding of 9 ball. I think he just slowed down just a touch on decision making and execution, and I think that would level up his game a bit. Squeeze play there from Warren, sticking that cue ball right between the 8 ball, 9 ball. I believe it's frozen up to the backside of 9. That makes this hit much more difficult. And I believe 3 rails around would be the way to go. He's going to look at maybe tying up the 7 and the 8. I think if he goes to the left side rail, off the bottom rail, the right side rail, that 3-rail path is there. It is an option. Going one rail off the top rail, right-hand spin, maybe. Yeah, it looks like he's just going to tie up 7-8. It's not a terrible decision, but the next lowest ball being the 6 ball, with it being where it's at, certainly lends itself to being available to get into that 7 and 8. I wonder if Asher can dance as well. Not sure. Brent says Mike was beaten by Simon just one more time. I believe that was yesterday, wasn't it, Brent? If I'm thinking about the match you're referring to. MPI and Simon Pickering, I think it was. Yeah, nice position there from Warren. Sets himself good here, get into this 7 and 8. Yeah, very well done. Into the face of the 8 ball. That's exactly what he was hoping for. Don't think I've ever seen Asher without a hat on. Yeah, there's a few. Russ Whittle is the same. I don't know, playing, not playing. I've never seen Russ without a hat. Little under hit there from Warren, though. Either under or over. Not ideal. Asher might be able to get on the board and steal one back here. And I'm quite the opposite. I don't think I've ever worn a hat playing pool. Although maybe it would help, who knows? Oh, nice shot. Very well done. Does he get the reward? Not terrible. A little bit of a back cut here, kind of on that awkward angle, but not terrible. To extend the lead one more time. Off the horn and in. Wiped its feet. Got to give a couple of shout outs to some of the sponsors here for Q Sports Live. Obviously, Nick's Q Innovation. If you're in need of Q repair, this is the man to do it. You don't have to be local here in Calgary. You can ship him your stuff. He'll get it fixed up, ship it on back to you. And then, of course, Lacknote Billiards, based out of Lethbridge, Alberta. They are a diamond dealer. They were the ones came in, did all the tables at the Leather Pocket. So ball down seems to be fairly consistent now. I know yesterday in the one match that I was able to watch, the first one yesterday, making a ball on the break seemed to be a little more difficult. A little more consistent, it looks like, as of today. Yeah, that could very well be, Rob, for sure. And I mean, these tables are playing lightning quick. Yeah, nice safety shot there from Warren. The right side rail certainly available. Don't know if I'd try the jump shot here. Seems to be a little far out in range. Tying up the 3. 3 and the 4. I'm on the fence with that strategy. If you can't make a ball tie one up, especially a 9 ball. I don't know. I'm on the fence. Not sure if I agree with that strategy or not. Really, you're just setting yourself up to getting yourself put in jail, or the 3 foul rule, what have you. I guess it depends on the table layout. Some instances, I guess it makes sense. Uh-oh. Makes a whole lot of sense. And Warren kind of does that to himself. Yeah, it came up well high on off that 2 ball. Still nothing easy sitting for Asher here, though. Right, and thus far in the match, anytime he's kind of had a little bit of an opportunity, they have not come easy. Nice little touch there, though. Little off on the trajectory. But even if he did hit it with the angle he came or had to work with, really there wasn't a calculated safety that you could kind of figure out. It was more or less a hit and hope. Right, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, Asher steps to the table, has got ball in hand, and the 3 to the 4 made a little bit more difficult with where the 8 is. Handles it well, though. That was a nice shot. I think he was on the deserving side of getting a rub. It should be fairly routine from here, I would tend to think. Try to get himself one back on his side of the scoreboard. Somebody else has made that comment, Steve. And I think that is probably a rule in this event. No hats, no headphones, no earbuds. I believe there is a dress code for this. Yeah, nice. Spears it in. Eight ball in, cue ball off the left side rail, float back across to the right side. Just like that, well done. An important game that I think Asher was definitely in need of, and still not out of the woods yet. Being down 5-2, race to 9, especially alternate break. You don't want to let it get too far out of hand. And seems to be pretty consistent so far from what I've seen in making a ball on the break. Definitely made a ball on the break. Not the one he wanted, that's for sure. And a really, really runnable table. Maybe the 4 ball. But I mean, 3 to the 4. Shouldn't be any issue here. I think for about a microsecond he contemplated the 1-9 combo, but table sitting fairly wide open here. Right, and perhaps even on that 1 ball, rather than just kind of taking it in, maybe even bump that 9 just a touch. Kind of open up that window to get into that 4. Right, it is complicated somewhat by the 9, so when you pot that 1, maybe you bump that 9. You still come on the low side of the 2 to the side, so that still gets you to the 3. Oh my! Warren just getting down, trying to get to business right away. But again, you know, Asher has to step to the table, and not a whole lot offensively to take advantage of. Well, and I'm not sure whether the movement on that 7 has helped or hindered that 4 ball. Looks to be more of a hindrance than a help. The old drive-by. You scared it, Warren. So now, excuse me, now Asher does have a really good opportunity here. We'll see whether that 7 is going to help or hinder. I tend to think it's more of a hindrance than a help. He's going to have to hit it good. Dang near right on the line, right above that 9 ball. Could come below it. The universal sign of slow down, please. The sign language works. I think he's sitting in perfect on the 4. Now it's just avoiding that 7 on the way in and out. Get position on the 5 and should be fairly routine from there. Very well done. Yeah, and really not a lot to do here. Might want a touch of angle on the 6 just to help pop off the rail for the 7, but I mean, really not a lot to do here. Punch the 6, come off the rail, leave yourself some decent angle on the 7, but even that, not 100% required. If he ends up straight, you can just go straight through the 7, take the 8 to the bottom left-hand corner, which I believe now with that angle, that's exactly what he's got to do. Yeah, nothing to it. Pop the 8 in, just draw straight up the table, have the 9 into the same pocket. That will do. He would certainly like one more of those, put himself right into the thick of it. He's within striking distance, but would definitely like to claw one more. Shot of the trophies, first and second place. Some great looking hardware to go along with the cash. A very coveted and sought after trophy. Got to give a shout out to Larry Walper, always doing a fantastic job getting the hardware done. Wow. Not a terrible break at all. Could have been made just a touch better had the 8 not kicked the 1 ball a little farther down table. That being said, that 1 lays pretty natural. Back cut that to the top left and just 2 rails for position on the 3, and that is like shooting fish in a barrel from there. But always have to take care of the first part of that equation first. So now Asher gets to step to the table. Same type of thing. Same scenario. Horn shape. Horn shape will work. Yeah, just about back to where you're at now. Maybe a touch more to the left of where he's at right now will work. However, same rules apply. Shape is secondary. Can you ask what the prize is for the winner? I'm not 100% sure, and I apologize. Normally I would know these things, but ever since I kind of hung the mic up, I'm just really here as a guest commentator. I'll do this match, maybe one more. I'm not up to speed on the details, but if you tune in on the next one, I'll try to find out for you. Or if I don't know whether Ben has mentioned it yet or not, but if anybody in the chat knows, let us all know. More or less, I kind of walked into the room, walked into the booth, and jumped right on the mic. Yeah, really nicely done there by Warren. All right, got himself out of trouble. Depending on how Asher hits this ball, could get himself out of trouble as well. Put Warren back in it unnecessarily, I might add. I think Warren had the run of the table, and I think he got a little bit fortunate that that Asher didn't make contact on that 5 ball. Lightened the load a little bit, however, putting the 8 ball in. That'll make Warren's job 1 ball easier. Seven and 9, same pocket, bottom left-hand corner. Oh, there you go. David Wilson says nobody knows what the payouts are yet. They haven't posted it. So as soon as I know if I'm still here, I will certainly let you know. And Darcy says, I believe it's the same as last year, 7,500 for first, 5,000 for second, 3,000 for third. I would probably venture to say, Darcy, that's about correct. A nice little payday, I might add. And of course, taking down the title for any of the Hooey one-time memorial is that's an accomplishment. This field just keeps getting bigger and tougher every single year. Marshall, why do we all sound the same? I'd like to think that my voice is somewhat distinctive, but perhaps not. I've heard numerous times that Ben and I both sound very similar. I don't hear that. I don't understand that, but I've heard that comment numerous times. Somebody says I messed up the score. I thought it was correct. 5-4 in favor of Warren over Asher. Am I wrong? Oh, 6-3. My bad, everybody. Sorry. I added it onto the wrong side. See, that's what happens. You end up retiring and hanging up the mic. And this is the kind of stuff that happens. I appreciate you catching it, though. Translation. Nice to hear your voice. Thanks, Marshall. I appreciate it. I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you haven't heard, I've kind of hung up the mic a little bit. I'm here. Oh, look at this. I'll tell you what. When things are rolling your way, they're rolling your way. 7-3 now for Warren. But yeah, I've kind of hung up the mic, so I knew with today being what it was, the Hooey Memorial, a couple of things there. Obviously wanting to come down and pay my respects and so on and so forth for the Hooey Memorial. I was originally going to play and tried to go out. I played for maybe 45 minutes a week or so ago, and that took me down for about 2 days. With the shoulder issues that I've got, so I withdrew my name. And then with 96 players, it's fairly taxing on resources, so I figured I could come down and lend a hand. And hopefully y'all don't mind that I'm guest commentating. Yeah, Warren's always played well. He's now part of the furniture here at Leather Pocket. No worries, Marshall. I can take it. I don't mind getting ribbed every now and again. But I'd still go back, right? So it was, I don't know if you guys caught the tail end of that broadcast for my last one, but I did make the commitment to Vero that for that one event every year I'd come out of retirement. Now, I mean, here I am. How long has it been? Like 6 weeks since I was on the mic, and already I'm kind of losing some of the touch. However, I made the promise, so every year if they want me there, I'll go and do it for them. All right. Well, with Asher being down 7-3, I would tend to think this is a must-win for him. Try and stave off elimination or punting over to the B side anyway. And I moved the location of that massage chair. Well, he's definitely got the draw stroke. However, I think he intended to try to break apart the 7-5. And now just not in the best of positions here. This is extremely tricky to try to play any kind of safety or anything from. Yeah, I tried to play the 5-ball bank, and unfortunately, it was the cue ball heading into the drink. And so we've kind of seen this fairly often throughout this match, right? Warren gets to the table, ball in hand, and not a whole lot of work to be done. 6 to the 7, arguably, but not a very difficult combination either. So he could try to play to the right side, could go combination side. Not terrible at all. 8 balls sitting in the pocket, so really it's just a matter of make the 7. It's really not a bad spot on the table for the cue ball. Doesn't want to land straight in, I don't think. Straight in on the 8's not ideal. That will do to put himself on the hill. Indeed he does. And I'm undecided if I'm going to come in tomorrow. I've got some work that I'd really like to get done tomorrow. I guess we'll see if if Ben's got enough help. Then I think I'll probably stay home. If not, then maybe I come in. Wow, a rare dry break. I don't know that we've seen a dry break this entire match. And that is the wrong time for Asher to have a dry break. Open shot on the 1. 1 leads to the 2 fairly easy. 2 to the 3 can be a little tricky, depending on the angle he's got. Oh, he hit that really, really well. Unfortunately, going to be hampered here by the 5 ball. I kind of like drawing out of here. Almost on that exact same line he's on right now. Right, I know that you're going to have to kind of jack up and reach over top of that 5 ball. But I think that's a margin of degree better or easier than trying to shoot the gap between that 6-4. Goes forward, slips behind the 4, but not quite hard enough there. It's such a small window to try to land that cue ball on. Almost better off, at least in my opinion anyway, drawing just a touch backwards on that 2. That would have put the 3 to the bottom right hand corner, and I mean, au naturel shape to the 4. Not quite there. However, a back cut here for Asher, and once again, really not the offensive shot that you're looking for. However, that being said, oh my goodness, just out of the frying pan into the fire here for Asher. Just seemingly getting all the wrong rolls and rubs at the wrong time. Made a nice shot on that 3. But again, you know, I in my opinion anyway, I think if Asher just slowed down just that little bit, just a touch, it might help his cause. Well, Tyson, you never know. Maybe he's playing the way he is because he wants to get into that massage chair. Spoiled for those that are tuned in. We are definitely spoiled at the Leather Pocket. Not only some of the best equipment you're going to find, but massage chairs and in multitude with those massage chairs. I think there's 2 or 3 of them in the room. Right? I thought it was a valid point. Warren just looking to get through this match so he can go back and sit in the massage chair. However, Asher kind of standing in his way at this point, or at least looking to become an obstacle for that. Nice little draw here. He certainly got the stroke for that. Put that on display a few times. Sitting in good position here. But as Barry used to say, it is moving time. Yeah, just got a little funny, that back cut angle. No need for that. Right, he had complete control of the table. Handles it with a relative ease, however. That is also a valid point, Tyson. I feel a little weird sitting in the fishbowl on this particular event and broadcast. Usually we have the curtain up, so at least we can see outside. Not today. Truly a fish bowl. And the curtains are drawn. Break time. Break time for these gentlemen. So if you are in Calgary and you want to come and hang out at the Leather Pocket Friday night, 10-ball tournament, weekly, $30 entry fee. And of course, Saturday is 8-ball. Sunday is 9-ball. Those run every week, with exception to the weeks that we have big events like this. And if my memory is correct, and I'll have to maybe see if Ben can verify, but I believe it was the Hooey Memorial was the first time that Leather Pocket, or really anybody that I'm aware of, held an event that had different discipline. So like, what's going on, buddy? What's going on, Nick? So I believe it was the first Hooey Memorial where it was kind of a split discipline, 9-ball on the A side, 8-ball on the B side. I believe most events prior to that were all the same discipline, both sides, all the same size tables. I don't think it was until the first Hooey Memorial where we split both the discipline and the table size. or if it was, I mean, I don't remember any events past or prior. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to rearrange the chair in here. Oh, that's much, much better. Asher kind of working his way through this rack, and really not a whole lot left to do other than maintain composure, maintain your position. Looking to make things interesting. Might have got a little bit flat on that 7 ball. However, still doable. He certainly has the stroke. He can pull shots off. And a nice little punch in. Would have liked maybe another foot out of that cue ball, but still doable. Oh, no. That's not the way to do it. That is not what he was looking for. And I don't know that Asher is going to make Warren even shoot it. I think off camera they've probably just shaken hands. Give it another second or two here, see if Warren does step to the table, but I would tend to think ball in hand on the 9 ball. Now, typically, you're not allowed to give a ball or you lose not only this game, but the one following. But, oh, maybe Warren is stepping to it. Nope. All right. Congratulations, Mr. Warren Ortiz. Getting the job done, 9-4 over Asher. Yeah, that's kind of what you were looking for there. But again, just that one extra second or two, I think in adding that into your pre-shot routine, I think would do you well, would serve you well. That being said, congratulations to Warren. Good luck to Asher. He's heading off to the B side of this tournament. He'll be playing 8 ball on the 7 foots. Warren continuing on with 9 ball on the 9 foots. All right, guys, so I will shut down, restart. We'll have another match locked, loaded, ready to rock and roll here for you within short order. On behalf of myself and the rest of the Q Sports Live team, thank you for tuning in. Don't go far. We're back in a few.